かなこと思い出して小さな手のひらに握った花びらがひとひら舞い落ちて初めて出会ったの同じ場所でいつから忘れた高鳴る気持ちを託さないで私に全て見せて Your smile is mine 桜舞う夜にもう一度夢を見よう現実を脱ぎ捨て花になろう遥かな風のささやき耳を澄ませばほら終わらない桜も行き過ぎ二人で歩んでこう降り注ぎきらめく夢になろうさまよう迷子のように見失ってもほら輝く愛は消えない
Hello, and welcome back to Sakuramoyu, and let's get started with today's read-through. I advanced through the darkness. It was pitch black. Believing that beyond this darkness, a future where I could walk with Haru surely awaited. I thought about the advice Asai-san had given me just moments ago.
タイガ、
A voice echoed in the darkness.
私から君へ、夜の魔法使いからその弟子へ、春を助けるためのアドバイスを送ろう。
It was about the possibility Asai-san at Point C had told me about.
弾丸だよ。今を打ち抜くその魔法を春の悪夢に打ち込むんだ。この世界は裏であれ表であれ原因と結果でできている。それが常だ。結果を変えたいのなら原因を変えること、それが唯一の成功法だ。本来ならそのために春本人を説得するように春の過去についてとうとうと問いかけてみるのも方法の一つだろうと思う。だがこの場合においてそれはあまりお勧めできない。なぜかって、春本人の言葉を借りるなら春は君を騙してまで魔法を使おうとした。そこにどれだけの理由があるのかも君も私も分かっていない状況なんだ。春の魔法の本当の効果を含めて。あの桜を夜の外でも満開にしたい。それだけだとは私は思っていない。必ずそこには春の譲れない大切な思いがあるはずだ。決意が、覚悟があるはずだ。あの子だって愛に命を投げ出すような子には思えない。だからそんな春に対して問いかければ答えてくれるとはそれほど簡単にはいかないはずと考えた方がいい。だからこそだ。君の魔法で春の悪夢を打ち抜くんだよ。そうすることで君は魔法少女使いである君は 春の悪夢が発生した原因を夜の中で垣間見ることが叶うかもしれない。その瞬間にまで春の悪夢を戻すことが叶うかもしれない。春のああ、そうだよ。これは夜の魔法使いたる私の予想だ。明確な理屈があってそうだと言い切れるわけではない。だが試してみるだけの価値はあるはずだと私は感じる。残り3発の弾丸、その中の1発をかけてみるだけの十分以上のその価値が。
Wants to pinpoint the Akumu's cause in Haru's kokoro. That's just the start. The battle to connect Haru's light, Inochi, to the Mirai begins then. Asai-san had taught me that.
悪夢が自身の命を殺さんと夜の中でどこまでも追いすがってくる。そんな心を春の中に生んだ原因はきっと生半可なものではないはずだ。いいか、覚悟して魔法を使うんだぞ、タイガ。
That's how she presented her insights as the Yoru no Mahotsukai. What the Mirai thought Haru sought with her Maho was, I still didn't know. I know I'm repeating myself, but I still don't know. Just as Asai-san said, I can't really believe she risked her life just to make those sakura bloom. If that's the case, then there must be a corresponding reason for her resolve to do so. If I shoot this Maho into Haru's Akumu, will I be able to understand all of those things? Every single one of them. Wait, never mind. Cut to think of it. I know nothing about Haru. I know nothing about the girl I was sure I loved, except for her name. Many such cases. I'm only just realizing that now. With this level of relationship indeed, just holding Haru's hand with this hidaride of the Yoru, I probably won't be able to glimpse her kokoro. That's why I need a different path than the conventional one. This Maho. Akiseki. I'll shoot it to Haru's Akumu. I kept thinking endlessly about what I needed to do next. Then a light flickered on the darkness before me. It's the exit. Haru should be beyond that light. Let's step forward. As many times as I'm allowed. Haru, it's not just your life. Can I save your heart along with it? A whisper. A whisper. It drifted. Countless fragments of Haru spilled and danced into the Yami, towards the other side of the door of light. This time, to bring your light back to the Mirai, I took a step forward. Alright, how do you not feel this one? You already messed up really terribly the last 2 times. I wake up. The clock tower's control room. A familiar sight. Again here. Sakura petals fluttering down. After I had given permission, as expected, my maho is still not very precise. I'm just slightly off the point I truly want to return to. I want to go back to a few minutes before I gave permission to Haru's maho really. But now is not the time to sigh over that point. A sharp pang. What hurts now is my chest. A searing pain shoots through the heart I blew away with maho. It's the sensation of death catching up to me across time. But I've grown used to even this pain now.
大河君どうしたの？顔色悪いよ。
I've grown accustomed to her voice too. The joy of a reunion has already slackened. But my resolve to say you must not allow even the slightest bit of inertia to creep in. Haru. I grip her hand. I'll explain everything once we safely return from here. So for now, I want you to keep holding my hand. I wish the same thing to Haru with similar words. But this time, a stronger kibo resides within my chest than last time. I'll shoot through that Akumu with lmao. This is the kibo I received from Asai-san. Asai-san said it was just a prediction, but it's what Asai-san felt. Even if it's wrong, it shouldn't be anything fatal. I believe it's definitely a prediction with a certain kibo. Now, should I leave Haru here, or should I take her with me? After a moment of thought, I opened the door. I left the control room with Haru. A long, very long corridor stretches into the Yami. I heard a click. Beyond the corridor in the darkness, it was the sound of shoes clacking. Clacking, clacking. And then with a slitter, it appeared from the Yami. Fully clothed. Clothes. A symbol of Yumen Kibo, stained black. Is it just my imagination? Hinoseka. This time it's appearing a little earlier than usual, isn't it? I said that, almost ironically, to steel myself. I aimed the muzzle at that Akumu. Haru behind me trembled her voice with unease. Gomen, Haru. I cocked the hammer. I don't have the luxury to explain this right now. Just please, Haru. Don't let it catch you. I want you to let me protect you. But what if Haru is wishing for that? What if it is targeting Haru? Only Haru for that reason. I shake my head. That can't be. I'm pretty sure it is, but bro, okay? No one truly wishes to let go of their own life. Someone once said that the human heart is made that way. So Haru, even Hiragi Haru, killed countless times by her Akumu, shouldn't truly wish to die, no matter what she thinks now. There must be a reason why she was forced to seek such an outcome. To shoot through and destroy all those circumstances completely, I pulled the trigger of the lmao. A gunshot. A lmao dangan that rushed through the Yami with a momentary flash of light. It pierces the Akumu's forehead. Oh, at least it's good to know he has a good shot. He can shoot well enough. Or so I thought. The moment I squeezed the trigger, Haru's Akumu turned its body. Oh man, did he waste a bullet just now? Did he waste a bullet? And then it opened a small door nearby that I recall should have led to a simple storage-like room, and it hid itself there. The door closed with a loud bang. The dangan was futilely swallowed by the Yami and vanished. Oh man, Jesus man. I miss! No way! I gnashed my teeth. Only 3 lmao shots left. I wasted one of them. Amidst the rising impatience and agitation, I can't stop. Only 2 shots left. I had to surely shoot the dangan into the Akumu. I pulled Haru's hand and chased the Akumu that had hidden itself in the storage room. Huh? My heart leaps. I heard the sound of a door opening from behind me. I turned around. The control room we had just exited. It was there, standing inside it. This guy, man, how could you wait? Oh man. Nande? Doshite? You just opened the door leading into the storage room, didn't you? Well, I was caught in such a spiral of confusion. The Akumu covered Haru's mouth and forcibly dragged her into the control room. Well, he just wasted the damn bullet. The door closed. Left behind in the Yami, my breath stopped for a moment. No. Yeah. Mate! I hurried to open the door. But it was too late. Fuck, man. Beyond the open control room door, Haru lay collapsed on the floor. and the Akumu stood quietly looking down at herself. A knife was gripped in the Akumu's hand. There's no need to describe the scene with words anymore. I know it. I couldn't save her again. I wanted to hold my head, shed tears, and rush to Haru, who lay collapsed. But I pointed my gun at the Akumu once more. At this distance, I won't miss. Absolutely not. I declared it, as if putting on a brave face. At the same time, I fired the lmao. This lmao this time pierced the chest of the Akumu, which had nowhere to run and was staring blankly at itself. The Akumu, having taken my lmao to its chest, let out a sound that was neither a scream nor a prayer, and weakly fell to its knees. The Akumu spoke. I really suspect she herself and her Akumu by extension really wanted to die. With Haru's face, with Haru's voice, it weakly reached out a hand to me. Nami. Shedding large continuous Nami, the Akumu whispered to me, Haru. I instinctively reached for the hand the Akumu extended to me. My chest ached. Even if it was the Akumu, I had shot Haru, the person I loved. Because of that, I couldn't help but feel something that words like guilt weren't enough to describe. Just as my extended hand touched the Akumu's fingertip. Huh? At that moment, I thought my breath would stop. The Akumu seemed to gently smile. The Akumu spoke. While still smiling, while still shedding endless namida. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't answer anything. Facing me like that, the Akumu repeated, Onegai. The Akumu kept repeating, Onegai, Onegai, saying, I don't care what happens to me. The Akumu gently squeezed my hand, where our fingertips had touched. With those last words, Yami spread before my eyes. I saw Yume, gently smiling and shedding tears. It was about the moment such a Akumu was born within Haru. Ah, that's right. I finally understood. I still haven't even met you, Haru. I murmured that. I quietly closed my eyelids. Alright, here we go. Okay, he still has one last shot left, so It's exactly 2 years today since Hiragi Haru went missing. A voice, likely from a TV or radio, leaked from the next room. 2 winters ago, Haru-chan is believed to have been abducted by someone on her way home from school. Only Haru-chan's randoseru. What is randoseru? Give me a second. What is randoseru? Randoseru. Oh, back. It's the backpack. You know the school kid, not just girl, some kid like the preschool or elementary backpack. You would it would be. It's very standardized, so you could just search for it. Anyway, the Hiragi Haru-chan disappearance due to unnatural abandoned items became a malicious kidnapping by an unknown perpetrator. At that time, it garnered significant attention, and everyone expected this case to be resolved swiftly and promptly. With the need to rescue Haru-chan from the culprit as soon as possible, the Keisatsu, we, and all of Nippon united as one. However, without a single eyewitness testimony, without the shadow of a single suspicious suspect, without any demands from the culprit such as ransom, without even knowing the culprit's motive, it's been 2 years. As if mocking our desperation, 2 long, nagaina years pass in vain, in silence. So she got kidnapped, okay. And what was her situation when she got kidnapped? I pressed my ear to the thin, cold wall, listening to that voice. And then today, March 21st, the morning of the day Hiragi Haru-chan turned 8. The second March 21st since Haru-chan was adopted. After 2 long years, the culprit, who had maintained an eerily silence all this time, finally sent a letter addressed to Haru-chan's Okasan. The tegami had a simple message. Haru-chan is alive. Reportedly, a single SD card with a video proving it was also there. This is that video. There's a faint rustling sound of clothes, and my faint voice saying, Okasan, tasukete. Okasan. Well, tasukete saved me, but we have dared to deliver this heartbreaking video to everyone in their living rooms. Please, don't forget about Hiragi Haru-chan. Let's bring back that adorable smile. We need to unite once more. This is also the story of a family that continues to fight, unyielding to the Akamu that suddenly attack. No, the story of one strong woman. Listen closely, everyone. This incident must never be allowed to fade into oblivion. With that thought in mind, we will be broadcasting a live emergency special program tonight. Muttering. In the dark room where I am, the voice of an unknown someone constantly seeps in. From there, the voices continue without cease, with segments like reenactment VTRs and calls for information from general viewers. The culprit possesses a extremely strong desire for self-display. Someone, a criminal psychology expert, said, I wonder what's super special with Haru, that she had her own television, Anyway. The culprit's demand isn't okane, it's attention. At this timing, when public attention had begun to wane, they sent the letter and video to the victim girl's Okasan. Isn't it as if the culprit themselves fears the incident fading away? I removed my ear from the wall, and then I cautiously turned around into the pitch black room. There, a single camera mounted on a tripod. The room has a simple bed, a study table, a study desk, and a single tattered blanket, and just one equally tattered teddy bear. The scene that was likely just delivered to living rooms across the nation on TV is right here.
お願いします。聞いていますか？
A voice comes from beyond the wall. It's my Okasan. I press my ear to the wall once more.
どこかでこれを聞いていますか？私の可愛い春をさらった犯人にお願い、どうかお願いします。お金ならいくらでも差し上げます。この命を引き換えにしろというのなら喜んでそうします。だからお願い、お願いします。春、どうか私の可愛い子を返してください。
By the way, I'm not surprised if the Okasan's BA is literally also Haru's BA, because I know she has range. But anyway. My Okasan is calling out to me and to the perpetrator from the other side of the television.
春、ね
Television.
え春、無事でいるの？乱暴されてない？春、お願い、あの子と一言だけでも話をさせて。あんないつ撮ったかもわからないような動画だけじゃなく、お願い。一体何が目的なの？本当にあの子は生きてるの？たった一言だけでいい。あの子と話をさせて。お願い、お願い、お願いします。
A pained voice echoes through the darkness at the Yoru. Okasan, I can't take any more. And then someone gently cautioned my Okasan as she pleaded through her tears. That's what I heard. I'm so sorry. I'm really, truly sorry, Okasan. I apologize over and over in my heart to so many people. I was abducted because I was wanted, and I was deceiving a lot of people. With a thud, the sound of the TV blaring into the next room cut out. A muted crunch. I sensed someone moving around the next room and hurriedly wrapped myself in the blanket on the bed. A rattling metal clunk. My bedroom door opened. I buried myself completely under the futon up to my head. Thump, 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 thump. The sound of my heart. I clutched that ketai tightly against my chest like a charm. After a moment, the presence of somebody who'd opened the door faded away. I let out a sigh. All the strength in my body drains away, along with the tension. Nande? Doshite? I think to myself, Doshite? Over and over, I find myself thinking it.
どうしてこんなことになってしまったのかな。
I'm Hiragi Haru. To my family, kidnapped by Okasa. Oh man, that is so messed up. I see what it's like a scam thing. Holy shit. Okay, man, that is so bad. So her mom staged a kidnapping of her own daughter. Jesus Christ, the lulz of this fucking story of this man. Man, that is so messed up. I found this ketai on the night of the first filming.
ハル、あんたは私だ。私はあんただ。わかるでしょ？子供が親の不幸を肩代わりするのは、誰もがみんなやってることで、ごくごく自然なことなのよ。
My Okasan said, "You're not the only one suffering."
私だって、あなたと同じくらい辛いのよ。だからほら、もっと悲しそうに、もっともっと辛そうに、カメラに向かってお母さんと言ってごらん。できるでしょ？できないわけがないわよね。だってあなたは私なんだもの。そうよ。いいわ、春。素敵よ、春。やればできるじゃない。お母さん胸にキュンと響いたわ。ありがとうね、春。これでお母さん、
今よりもっとかわいそうに見えるよね。これでまた私は注目してもらえるわ。どこかで見てるお父さん。私はここだよ、お父さん。
Let me guess. Their dad left her, and now she's using Haru to get her dad to come back or something like that. But the way she does it is true, like a fucking fake kidnapping incident. I don't know what the hell is going on here. After finishing the blackmail video, my Mayukasa muttered to herself and left the room. And then, in the room where I was left alone, the ringtone blared loudly. My chest, my heart leaped. Yamete. My Mayukasa will come back. I quickly searched for the source of the sound and found it. It was in the top drawer of the study desk. Something like this in a place like this. It shouldn't have been here yesterday. There shouldn't even be anything in this room to connect to the outside world. What would happen if my class found it? Surely the plan would be updated again. The kidnapping period would likely be extended even further. To stop the ringtone, I hastily pressed the call button. It was a call button, not the hang up button. Furthermore, I instinctively pressed the speaker to my ear. Gomen. But I can no longer cooperate with you. That voice immediately came through the speaker. For the next time, please look elsewhere. No, for this time, could you find someone else? I'm sorry, but I'm already tired. I'm sure I can't break the yoru. A man's voice, a stranger's voice. I understood one more thing. And this person is trying to hang up the phone immediately. I had to keep the call connected. For some reason, I thought that, even though I should have wanted to be kidnapped. Oh, wait, I'm so confused by the whole thing. What is going on? I mean, the most understandable part is it seems like her mom kidnapped her, but like, what is this? Who is she calling? And it doesn't seem like she's calling for. It doesn't seem like it's a call for help. If someone is willing to go, like, I can't help you or whatever. Anyway, hesitantly, I open my mouth. Silence. A silence that seemed to ask, who are you? Dare desu ka? Now, maybe this call is she picked up her mom's cell phone and then someone called. Maybe her mom had an accomplice and this is the accomplice who's like, please, listen, I say as I cling to them. I grip my phone tightly. Still, only silence answers. But they haven't hung up. They're still on the line. To such a person, someone I didn't know at all. No, perhaps it was precisely because I didn't know who they were that I could do so. To someone I didn't know was friend or foe, I began to speak almost unilaterally.
私は春です。柊春。信じてもらえるかわからないけれど。私、お母さんに誘拐されてます。
Even I was surprised. I shouldn't have ever thought about escaping from here, because my Okasan and I are accomplices. And yet, Gomen, Okasan.
私の名前、聞いたことありませんか?
And yet, I couldn't help but feel as if the person on the other end of this call would save me.
私、怖い誘拐犯に連れ去られてしまったって、そういうことになってるみたいだけれど、違うんです。
I was desperately trying to keep the call connected, trying to appeal with my pitiful self.
私、知らない誰かの家に連れてこられたとかじゃありません。私は...
I, Hiragi Haru, am being kidnapped by my own Okasan. My Okasan, with a face as if she herself were the victim, appears on TV and in magazines, continually appealing to the non-existent true culprit.
お願いします。私の可愛い春を返してください。
Why did things turn out this way? What was the trigger?
も もともと私たちはどこにでもいるごくごく普通の家族だったんです。
I had begun to tell my story to the unknown person on the phone, even though I wasn't asked, even while I myself was bewildered.
お父さんはいなかったけれど、それでも私たちは平凡な家族でした。
私信じないわ。
I remember my cousin's voice.
私はね、ハル、目に見えないものは信じない。例えば愛とかね。あれほどひどく醜い思い込みはないってお母さんは思うのよ。だってね、ハル、誰もが私を捨てていくんだもの。こんなに私はこんなにもあなたたちのことを愛していたのに。
And yet, I'm still all alone. My cousin said that, then carefully hurt my body to create a pitiful child kidnapped by a hentai.
私のお母さんは小さな頃、お父さんに好きになってもらえなかったって言ってました。家にはほとんど帰ってこなかったお母さんのお父さん、私にとってのおじいちゃんです。おじいちゃんはもう一つ家族を持っていて、その家にばかり帰っていたみたいです。そしてその家にはお母さんと同い年くらいの女の子がいて。
Man, that's so messed up. Like, that's a chain combo of like a family who had another family, and it seems like Jesus, man.
血のつながらないその子のことばかり可愛がっていたんだってお母さんいつも悲しそうに話していました。お父さんの本当の娘は私なのにって。
Even in relationships not bound by blood, the ties of Kazuko can form. Well, I advertised my Kazuko Keiko to read you for that. Anyway, such stories are often treated as beautiful, but
でもおかしいわ。
her Okasan would always sob, prickling one, then two holes into her palm with a heated needle. Oh, what the fuck.
血のつながらない者同士が家族として惹かれ合うことが美しいのなら、血のつながってる者同士の心のつながりだって家族として美しいはずじゃない。それなのにひどいわ、お父さん。
Okay. This is unrelated comment, but okay, a little bit related. Again, read my Kazuko Cake. I can read through. It explains why even those by blood isn't as beautiful as those. Anyway, never mind. Just as I thought. Invisible things don't exist. Something invisible doesn't exist in this world. Without love, it cannot be seen. Jesus Christ. Hirakasan repeated that many times.
ありがとう、ハル。大好きよ、ハル。私のためにかわいそうな子になってくれて。私と一緒にね、ハル。お母さんと一緒にね、どこまでもかわいそうな二人になりましょうね。そうすれば私たち、いつか誰かに愛してもらえるわ。
To photograph the pitiful Haru, Hirakasan hurt her so much. She would show Namida in front of many people, and creating a pitiful Haru and herself. Each time, Hirakasan would whisper, I love you. I adore you to Haru, but looking at the countless scars, she would murmur,
私も愛なんて、大好きだったお母さんからの大好きなんて信じない。
and yet she must have decided not to believe.
私、自分がおかしいって分かってるんです。こんなに痛い思いをさせられて、こんなに真っ暗な部屋に閉じ込められて、それでも私、 母さんに嫌いと言われるのが怖くて、お母さんに大好きだって言ってもらいたくて、大切だって思ってもらいたくて。
She couldn't leave her Okasan alone. Her kokoro continued to be trapped in this room by her Okasan's words of daisuki.
悪いことだって分かってるけど、お母さんの誘拐に協力してしまっているんです。たくさんの人に嘘をついてしまっています。
Man, she helped her in fraud. Jesus Christ. I think her Okasan wants to create the image of a pitiful Okasan whose daughter was abducted by someone and be pitied and loved by many people. And perhaps she wants her Oji-chan, who might be watching from somewhere, to rush to her side, I think. And she wants someone to save her own heart, which has sunk into darkness, I think. So...
助けてください。
So perhaps Haru is the same as her Okasan. Someone to save this hopeless Haru. Perhaps Haru has been waiting all this time for such a someone to appear, for a hero to rush to her side. She wanted to believe you were that person.
もう私どうしていいかわからない。逃げ出したいのか、このままお母さんの思う通りでいたいのか、何もわからないんです。
She doesn't know who or where I am, but she's bleeding.
助けてください。
For my own heart, which can't escape Okasan.
教えてください。
That there's something truer in this world than Okasan's words. Please help me. Please tell me.
あなたが私のヒーローですか？
Silence. I grew anxious. The call might be cut off just like this. Or perhaps the person on the other end of the line would suddenly change to Okasan N.
悲しいわ、ハル。あなたも私を捨てていくのね。ああ、やっぱり。この世に愛なんてないのよね。いいわ、ハル。あなたに愛することの意味を教えてあげる。今日は少し強めにね。
I thought such a cold voice might emerge from the silence, but I can't. I'll call again. The voice of an unfamiliar man promised me that, and then the call ended.
また電話する。
Then wasuru. I whispered the promise, the yakusoku I received, but I didn't expect anything. I don't believe in what I can't see. Man, it's never gonna just go in like the Umineko line. There's a love it cannot be seen. Well, before I knew it, Okasa's favorite saying had clung firmly in my heart. The heart gradually turned to fear.
助けて。お願い。
I whispered the words I said to the person on the denwa.
あなたは私のヒーローですか？
I felt scared. Why did I say something like that? Do I want to be saved? Do I want to be free? I realized for the first time that I had ever been thinking such things. I, Hiragi Haru, had no self. I always wished to be the person others wanted me to be. If they want the cheerful me, I'm always smiling. And they say they like a gloomy me. I search for Namida. Yeah, this is what's exactly this is where Taiga fell for a trap, man. I knew, even as a child, that living that way was so easy. I couldn't have survived without getting hurt if I didn't act that way, especially when dealing with that Okasan. To begin with, I wasn't positive enough to even seek to you. Nor was I smart enough to ponder who my true self was. I didn't even have that Yuki to choose my own path and say this is it. No matter who it was, if I could just live up to their expectations, there'd be no fights, and I wouldn't needlessly make them sad.
だから私はお母さんの期待通り最後まで怖い誰かに誘拐されたかわいそうな女の子でいたかったのに。
Okay, so she's a girl who, to survive, she chooses to always to be like a chameleon, you know, like a personality chameleon of sorts. So even like the whole Taiga thing, you know, she started act. Yeah, that's why I felt like there was something really, really wrong with like when during the confession scene, and Haru was just like acting as if she was just like, okay, sure, yeah, okay. I'll just say okay. Even if that choice led to a tragic end, I should have been okay with it. But despite that, I wish help to a stranger. This call is dangerous. It would surely sadden Okasa before there's someone I spoke to. I couldn't be the poor girl Okasa wanted. I had a strong premonition, so I should have destroyed it. Should I have handed it to Okasa right away? Yet, I just couldn't bring myself to let go of that Genwa.
Haru, 私はね、かわいそうなあなたしか愛せないの。そうじゃないあなたはいらないわ。だって可愛くないもの。
I really do think this is Haru's VA. Like, I could faintly recognize that voice, but it's kind of common enough as well. But at the same time, I'm aware that Haru's VA does voices like these, so you know.
だからあなたが私にもっともっと愛されるためのプランを用意したわ。
The next night, Okasa came to the room where I was confined in high spirits.
だからね、春、ゆっくりと時間をかけてこのプラン通りに私たちの誘拐事件を終わらせましょう。題してかわいそうな女の子柊春ちゃん、とっても可愛く死んじゃいましょう大作戦。
What the fuck? What the hell? I mean, that is one way to end kidnapping, but like, what the fuck?
私とあなた、二人で一緒にやり遂げましょうね。春、お願いね、春。私にあなたの愛を信じさせてね。
You won't leave me and go anywhere, will you? Okasa-san said. I believe in you, Haru, Okasa-san said. I slowly traced the words written in the college notebook I was given. Difficult kanji had furigana carefully added so that even the small me could read them properly. Sometimes diagrams were used, sometimes cute characters pointed and said, "This is important."
お母さん、
何？春？
この通りにしたら私死んじゃう。
そうね。
Oh shit, man. Okasa's tone was, "So what?" それで。
春、こんな噂を知ってる？満月の夜、かわいそうな女の子を助けるために怖い怖い夜の怪物がやってくる。
Okay, we are so back with Yoru no Kaibutsu. Will there be a Yoru no Kaibutsu to show up? Tonight is a mangetsu, Okasa-san said.
その怪物にさらわれた女の子はね、永遠の命を与えられ、怪物の仲間にさせられて、 永遠に夜の外には出られなくなる。
I wonder if like the Hiragi family are also part of that performing arts family clan thing. You know, the Inhumans. And like her mom was also like someone who went through the whole, we're gonna neglect this girl, this woman, this girl, but she wasn't abducted by the Yoru no Kaibutsu, so she grew old enough that she had it. Yeah, maybe that's what's happening here. Like all the men in their lives, you know, that's why they have multiple families, is because they're increasing their chances of trying to get eternal life and shit like that. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on, or unless maybe this is as simple as like maybe just a simple broken family situation, but like it's so messed up, man.
そして怪物たちはおとぎ話の世界でできた夜の国を女の子たちの命で作り上げるの。おじいちゃんが信じたただの噂よ。それを信じたからこそおじいちゃんは家に帰ってこなくなっちゃった。だけどもしもそれが本当なら、春、噂通り夜の怪物があなたを助けにやってきてくれたなら、あなたはきっと助かるわ。やめてよ。そんな目で見ないでよ、春。仕方がないじゃない、春。こうするしかないのよ。だって私、あなたが邪魔なのよ。あなたが生まれてしまったから、あの人は。
Oh, she's an unwanted child, isn't she? Oh man.
あなたのお父さんはね、遠やおじいちゃんと同じようにお母さんを置いて別の家族のもとへ行ってしまったの。
Wait, what? Huh? What? Oh my god. It all comes back. Okay. Totoya Oji-chan. Okay, here we go. We know Toya had like a daughter, right? Like he had a daughter. Toya, I don't get this timey-wimey bullshit, you know. There's like some sort of timey-wimey bullshit that's going on. But anyway, we know Toya is now acting as Soul. Was acting the reason why he went to another family because he was acting as Soul. Man, it's so messed up, man. And then he left since he was busy. I knew it because I was thinking about this during she was around, like Toya leaving behind her daughter every day. He left his family because he's acting as a dad in another family. Of course, I can imagine he can't tell the circumstances other than like people who are heavily involved with the whole plan. And then the daughter, your otosan, you see, just like your opasan, and went to another family. No, I think the situation with Toya is different from like her otosan, because her otosan might have been could have just been like someone who's cheating. We don't even know. It's not like Nahato also like commissioned her otosan or something like that. Man, this is kind of messed up. What the fuck is this web of like fucking connections, man?
だから春、私たちの不幸の原因を作ったあなたが私たちの不幸を肩代わりしていなくなってくれなくちゃ。そうでしょ。
I still good. I just still can't take that shit, man. What is is this web of things going on? Because I was here. Otosan and Okasan divorce.
ごめんね、お母さん。ごめんなさい。私のせいです。寂しい気持ちにさせてしまって。
Oh, wait, no. Okay, wait, that means, just like your Toya Oji-chan left your Okasan and went to another. Wait, that means, this is this girl is this is Toya's daughter. Wait, this is Toya's daughter, isn't it? But then, isn't it Toya's daughter the last person that Toya meets in the Koen after when the childhood friend group met up? Wait, what? Wait, this is some timey-wimey bullshit thing. What's wrong? What's going on here? I'm a little confused because as far as we remember, Toya had like a had a child, right? And they sent that child. That child was like, kind of influenced by her grandma, which is Toya's mom, to go to the park so she could deliver a message to Toya, right? And are you saying that that same child, for some timey-wimey reason, she ends up having a family of her own? They have a daughter. For some reason, having a daughter causes her husband to go to another family, and I'm confused, man. Then my cousin smiled contentedly and roughly cut my hair short. I would look like I had been terribly treated by a scary kidnapper.
ハル、ありがとう、ハル。私に愛を信じさせてちょうだいね。あなたが私の言う通りに死んでくれたなら、きっと私、あなたのことを大好きになれる。ごめんね。こんなことになったのも、全部あなたのおじいちゃんが、私のお父さんが夜の国から帰ってこなくなったからいけないの。
Okay, wait. Remember? Okay. I think it is totally possible for the whole timey-wimey thing. Because remember that Chiwa was brought from the past to the future. It could be that Haru's situation is she went from the future to the current time. So we know the reason that her father then went back is because he was destined to die. Wait, how is he wait, so Haru comes from the timeline where her Otosan dies, right? Her Oji-chan dies, right? Because the only way that Toya dies is because she finds someone that she could be in a relationship or something like that. Okay, so that not necessarily a timeline where Taiga is her relationship then, okay. But basically Haru comes from a timeline where when wait a second. No. It is just, I was thinking about whether it's a different. No, her Oji-chan is Toya, which means she comes from the timeline when Taiga gets together with Shiwa, right? Or at least Shiwa or some person. But like, let's make it simple and think it's Shiwa. So that event happening causes this situation where we get Haru, okay? It's always someone else's fault, isn't it? Milka-san. Unable to say such a thing, I smiled. To me, my Okasa murmured, I hate the Yoru no O. Because of that rumor, our family line collapsed, she said. What's this thing about the Yoru no O?
だからね、私は、お母さんはね、心がいっぱい傷ついちゃったの。病気になってしまったの。
Wait, so now they're introducing something here about the Yoru no O. Because I don't remember the Inhumans being aware of the Yoru no O. They were only aware of like the whole Nahato thing. Unless they're mistaking Nahato as the Yoru no O or something. What is going on here? Okasan smiled and said,
お母さんはね、世界で一番かわいそうなお母さんだから、何をしても許されてしまうのよ。この世界はそういう場所なの。お母さん！あなたがかわいそうな女の子のまま死んでしまえば、きっと私のお父さんは夜の中から帰ってきてくれるはず。
Good luck with that. The price of being with Shiwa causes this situation.
怪物になったお父さんがかわいそうなあなたのことをさらいにやってきてくれるはず。きっとそうよね。
Wait, what? Your father who became a kaibut? No, maybe it's not. That's something else. After filming the blackmail video, Okasan said, I won't come here again. Being traced is bad. I'll ask someone else for the next shoot then left. How would this video be distributed around the world? Since there was no point worrying, I closed my eyes with a sigh. I couldn't even think about what would happen to me next. The denwa rang a few minutes after my class and left. I'm still like, what the fuck is the whole thing? It must be that person. My hazy thoughts suddenly seemed to clear. In a hurry, I answered.
もしもし。
I asked, suppressing my voice, but as always, there was only silence. I grew anxious. Could it be that it's not that person?
あなたは誰？
I'll call again, I told you, didn't I? There was a reply in a low voice. It was a gruff voice. But touching that voice, my heart somehow felt relieved, as if it were unraveling.
お母さん、そろそろ私の誘拐を終わらせたいみたいです。
I murmured to someone I didn't know, to the person on the denwa.
今日した撮影が最後。お母さんはもう二度とここに来ない。次はこの部屋からの生放送で私が怖い誘拐犯に殺されてしまう様子をインターネットに生放送で流すみたいです。
What the fuck? What do you mean stream? What the hell? That is so messed up. They're gonna stream the whole thing? What the fuck? Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. What the fuck?
インターネットの中で急に始まるその映像にテレビの人たちが気づいたなら、お母さんは生放送のテレビ番組のスタジオでたくさんの芸能人の人たちと一緒にそれを見るんだって言ってました。
Bruh, what the fuck?
それでお母さんはいっぱい泣いて今よりもっとかわいそうなお母さんになって、世界中にもっともっと優しく注目してもらえる、そんな風に言ってました。
And your Oji-chan and Oto-san will come back to your Okasan. Is she thinking that too?
みたいです。
That's my Keikaku, to be loved by Okasan. I see. In the eyes of the nation. No, in the eyes of the entire world, will serve as an alibi, is that it?
ありば
Alibi? So, you were told there's a Keikaku to end Hiragi Haru's kidnapping case, right? This is that outcome.
はい。
In that Keikaku, you're the one who gets killed. Who exactly will be the one to kill you? Your cousin will watch the footage live, right? The kidnapper shouldn't be present at the scene where they lay hands on you.
それは。
I'm not the only one in this house. Okasan's subordinate lives here, always watching me. Subordinate? It's an old woman. An old woman whose name I don't even know. Oh yeah, remember the whole thing with Hiyori? Is it one of those, the Hiyori thing? She's always watching me, so I can't seize an opportunity when Okasan isn't here and escape outside. The old woman is always watching TV in the next room. She's been ordered to record TV and radio shows Okasan appears on. It seems she's always been told to record public reactions. Why is the old woman Okasan's obedient servant? My bird family is publicly known as a large group of artists, and a family line that serves as their assistants has existed for a long time. Okay, again, we already have an idea about the whole artist thing. The assistants thing is that's the whole stuff about that comes from Hiyori's storyline. I think they explain the old ladies. I really need to rewatch that part of the VOD. They explained the whole myth, because they I think they explained that there's some adults who felt like they did something wrong with sacrificing the girls to the Sakura. So those are the old ladies that are the line of old ladies. I need to check it out again. The old woman is one of them. They cannot raise a flag of rebellion against the command of our Kasuku, whom they are meant to serve. Even if it's a criminal act, even if it's a farce, like Okasan kidnapping her daughter to gain sympathy from around the world.
私の食事とか汚れた服の洗濯だとかそういうお世話もそのおばあさんがしてくれています。
So I wouldn't starve to death. And aside from not being able to go outside, there's actually nothing I find inconvenient. But ultimately, that old woman, her face hidden by a mask, would lay hands on me in front of the camera. That's what Okasan's plan stated. Or she would hire scary adults to carry it out. There's no reason for the old lady to defy Okasan's orders. She'll probably eliminate me from this world through some terrible means, just as my Okasan ordered. Soka. The someone on the other end of the phone Denwa said. Did the old woman put the phone there? What an unnecessary thing to do. Hiragi Haru.
はい。
I looked into your kidnapping case. Indeed, the world believes it was an unknown someone who kidnapped you. I was living like a recluse, so I didn't know much, but your Okasan, whose beloved daughter was kidnapped, fought alone for 2 years to get her back. She's even called a brave woman an ideal Okasan. I don't know who started it, but the suspicious group Let's Bring Back Haru-chan Smile project seemed to collect large relief funds. Oh man, it really does feel like a scam. It is a scam. Your Okasan, not just in Nippon, her name is now known all over the world. It's truly ironic, isn't it?
皮肉?
Yeah. You said, I don't believe in what I can't see. Was your Okasan saying? Indeed, most of what the public sees is her lies. The man said that such stories were quite common, especially in the... I'm not gonna comment. That country haphazardly creates... What did they mean by this? That country haphazardly creates heroes. A new breed loving fabricated tales. Even murderers are sometimes elevated in movies or song. I fucking hate Marvel. Just kidding. Or maybe I do. Nah, Hiragi Haru.
うん。
Why do you wish to be loved by Hirokasan so much? Even to the point of sacrificing your life.
それは
Huh?
わからない。
I don't know what I want to do at all. Nothing at all.
ただお母さんに大好きって言ってもらいたい。ただそれだけで私
Soka. I hear a sigh. What meaning is there in the life without being loved? No, it's nothing. I just felt like someone said that once. I hear a voice saying, Tonikaku. Indeed, Tashikani, you're right. Everyone wishes to be acknowledged by their Okasan somewhere in their heart.
誰しも
Ah, I am loved by my Okasan. I once read in the Hon that those who pass through adolescence with that conviction from a childhood tend to be more successful in life. It's about psychology. Hiragi Haru.
はい
You once called me a hero. Is this Taiga? Did he go back to the past? Is this what's going on right now? After there be silence, the person on the other end of the phone spoke. Do you want to get out of there? That question was suddenly posed.
それもわからない。
She answered. どうして?
だって
Huh?
お母さんはかわいそうな私じゃないと好きじゃないってそう言ってたから。それに私がいなくなっちゃったらお母さんが悲しむ。お母さんがもっと寂しくなっちゃう。春、あなたも私を置いていくのね。
It was as if I could hear my cousin's voice from somewhere.
あなたも父やおじいちゃんたちと同じようにお母さんを一人にするのね。大嫌いよ、春。私を愛してくれない人を私が愛する理由はないわ。かけらもないわ。
I think I finally understand. Wait, the part I understand is why before you can start Haru's route, you have to finish Chiwa's route and Hiyori's route. I understand Chiwa's route. The reason why Chiwa's route is important because I think that is the preceding timeline before this timeline begins. But like, how does Hiyori come into the mix other than like lore reason wise? No, okay, it kind of makes sense. Okay, how about this? Hiyori's route. Well, there's some stuff they established about Toya and about Toya the Neko, and then that leads to Toya the person, and then in parallel the whole Yoro no Kaiwutsu situation with Chiwa. That's why both of those routes are needed to happen first before you can start Haru's route. I get the timeline now. I get the timeline. If my Akasa came to hate me, then no one else would ever love me. I understand. I hear her voice. I won't help you. Instead, I'll kidnap you away from your Akasan.
誘拐？私を？
Well, there was a kidnapping situation, so maybe I'll try the same weapon or some shit like that. Yeah, I'm not a hero to you. I'm just a bad person. I'll call again. Until then, stay alive. Absolutely. Got it? Leaving those words, the call ended. Until Okasan's plan kills me. Just a few days left.
私
That's a little irresponsible though. He didn't ask how many days she has left or something like that. Because Hana straight up told him that her Okasan has a plan to kill her. Watashi.
お母さんの言うことを聞く。いい子でいるよ。
Since I made up my mind, I smashed that Tenwa to pieces. This is so messed up. But I finally understand why the two routes had to precede it. I was dreaming. A Yume of those long ago. Happy days.
春。ねえ、春。
I heard a voice calling me.
ハル、私はあなたの笑顔が大好きよ。だからね、ハル、私の前ではずっと笑っていてね。
A far, far off day from some distant time. Okasa used to be a lot kinder than she is now.
いい？ハル、覚えておいてね。あなたの笑顔は世界で一番可愛いの。優しいあなたが微笑むと、不思議ね。きっと誰もがあなたのことを大好きになる。あなたは私と同じで、何の芸術の才能も持って生まれてこれなかったけれど。
I mean, technically, that's what happened with Toya as well. Remember, Toya was like, with Toya and her mom, like they had to suffer through things, and Toya just because Toya saw the whole situation happening with her mom, he tried his best to become really good at acting. But yeah.
でもね、ハル、あなたの笑顔は何より無敵な才能だと思うのよ。
Wait a second. This is reminding me a bit like about like the whole Azusa and Tomohito situation. Remember that Azusa would tell Tomohito that his talent is actually that his smile. So okay, I'm wondering how they're gonna connect the whole Azusa Tomohito storyline here.
この歌を作った人もいつも笑顔だったって聞いてるわ。
Oh. I'll be right back. I'm gonna find some lyrics. Okay, I'm back. I tried to actually look for lyrics of like the song that Tomohito wrote. I can't really find anything too much about smiling. On the days I walk alone down the road where the sakura bloom, I search for you only within my memories, praying that I could go on living thinking only you. We can't meet anymore, I have to go now. Yeah, I can't find anything about something about smiling, unless if other songs in this VN, unless it's referring to another song in this VN, which for some reason Tomohito is also the person who wrote that song. But this is the song. This is the lyrics that you're seeing on the screen right now corresponds to the song that Tomohito wrote for Azusa Senpai. So. Okay, only verse 2. When I walk with you through the town where sakura bloom, I counted your smiles within my memories again. And that's the only time that's the only time smiles was mentioned. So maybe it's a different song in this VN. Anyway, I guess it's kind of obvious that it's referring to Tomohito. I went through the trouble of searching for the lyrics. Anyway, let's go for now. It's okay, Haru. I'll keep that in mind. Ota, that no one but us could ever know. Okasa hummed it while telling me that the strongest invincible maho doesn't exist anywhere beyond a smile. That was my lullaby. As long as I had that Ota, I could fall asleep with total peace, no matter what. I used to love the Uta Okasa hummed. I just wanted her to keep singing so much more for me. Yeah, I understood. Just like Okasan said, I'll always keep a smile on my face. And yet, even though we laughed together like that.
ハル、私はね、かわいそうなあなたしか愛せないのよ。ハル、お願い、私に愛を信じさせてよ。
I Why is it when you're at your most pitiful? That's the most curious thing. Why does her mom? Is it because she herself is also suffering, and then she believes that when her she did mention earlier something about like you're the same as me, aren't you? Anyway, I don't understand.
この世界には誰にだって私にもあなたにも目には見えなくても声は聞こえなくっても確かにいつもそばに寄り添ってくれているものがあって困難ばかりの私たちの人生を応援しようとこの手を握り続けてくれているものがあるそれをきっと愛と呼ぶのよねえハル私にそう信じさせてよハル
It'd be funny if that was literally Toya. I mean the Neko, and then she goes out on her own afterwards because you know she's already she has other kids she needs to worry about. Okasan, I don't understand anything anymore. Okasan, now we have to spill out. I want to go back. I want to go back to those happy times. I'll do anything for that. Kami-sama, I'll do anything. Really, I will. I don't mind giving this life back to you, so... Doka.
あの頃に戻りたい
I sniffled softly. And then... Are you awake? I heard a voice. It was right next to my ear. I opened my eyelids. I was being carried on someone's back.
ここはどこ
It's Sakura no Mori. In case you don't know, it's the forest of Sakura. You're in the town that's called that. I looked up. There was a dazzling sunlight. A single petal danced lightly past my vision. Maybe it is literally Taiga who went back to the past for some reason. I mean, I'm not surprised. This VN has a lot of that timey-wimey stuff happening. I softly sighed. The sky I looked up was a sea of blooming flowers. But then again, it's also kind of impossible for that to be Taiga because he literally said there's this line by this guy who said something like, "But my Okasa loved me." Unless he's referring to Asai-san. I don't know, man. The ceaselessly falling petals quietly accumulated as if scattering bright paints onto a monochrome landscape. It was warm. It smelled good. Everything was bright. It felt as if everything in the world was gentle.
もしかしてここ天国
I murmured that, as if still in the dream. No, it's not. There was a voice responding to my murmur. I told you. This is just within the Sakura no Mori. This is still the bottom of Jikoku. No one saves anyone. But surely, it's a place that could become a kinder heaven than anywhere else. I want to believe that. I recognized that voice from the Denwa. Dare, I asked. Instead of an answer, the person carrying me on their back. Hiragi Haru, I told you I'd kidnap you, didn't I? They only replied to me with a single word. Then this place really is Tengoku. Wait, Tengoku? No, I can't even remember what heaven is in Japanese, but whatever. Any place other than a pitch black room must surely be heaven.
信じてるわハル
Oh, I am right. It is Tengoku. I'm surprised. It's not something I actively think about. I felt like I heard a voice.
あなただけは私を置いてどこか遠くへ行ってしまわないわよねハル私にはお母さんには
あなたが必要なのよ。
I had to go back. My eyes snap open. I had that feeling.
お願い下ろして。
I struggle in the back. I was being carried on.
帰らなきゃ。お母さんがきっと泣いてる。
No.
どうして。
どうして? You don't understand your position.
立場って。
Alright. I told you. I won't help you. I'm not your ally. I'm a bad person. I kidnapped you from that room because I, by my own will, wanted you. By force. And your demand to send you back. There's no way a bad person who's not a hero. I kidnapper would accept that, right? He speaks in the very Taiga way of speaking, so I really do think this Taiga. But, you know, he has your typical protagonist hairstyle. With just that single reply, I lost all will to resist.
お願いします。
I just kept repeating as if sighing.
私をあの部屋に戻してください。
Tears spilled every time I whispered, Okasan. Again, my Okasan will be all alone. If that happens, my Okasan's kokoro will get even sicker. She won't return to the kind Okasan she was back then. Yeah, I don't want that, Kami-sama. Hiragi Haru. The person holding me tightly called my name repeatedly. If you go back to the room, your Okasan will kill you. Even so, you want to go back? Doshite. The person asks why she wants to die so badly. There's nothing you can accomplish by dying. As long as you're alive, you can start over, no matter what. And yet, why? Doshite?
できることはあるよ。
Is that so? 例えば?
私がかわいそうな女の子のまま死ねば、お母さんが笑顔になれる。たくさんの人たちに注目されて、もしかしたらおじいちゃんも帰ってくるかも。そしたらいつか私の大好きだった優しいお母さんが帰ってくるかもしれない。ねえ、お願い、部屋に戻して。私はお母さんを笑顔にしなきゃいけないの。お母さんの言うことを聞くいい子な私でいなきゃ。そうじゃないときっと永遠に優しいお母さんに戻ってくれないし、私はそんなお母さんに大好きだって思ってもらえない。
Is there any meaning in being loved after you're dead?
あるよ。たとえ死んでしまった後にでも大切な人に好きだと思ってもらえる。それは私の希望だもの。
God damn it. Okay. That kind of falls in the whole... That kind of fits the logic of, like, why she's so willing to die. And even for Taiga, like, if you think about it, this actually fits the logic. It actually does. You sometimes say things that aren't very childlike. Ah, I see. All that sounds like something your Akasa put in your head. Nah, Hiragi Haru. How much value is there in your Akasan's eye? To me, it seems like there's none at all.
あるよ。
There is value. Plenty of it.
お母さんは私を産んでくれた人だよ。その人に好きになってもらえない命なら、そこにこそ価値はないんだよ。歌でも物語でも何でもいい。それを作った人が愛せないものなんて誰が好きになるの？きっと誰もいないよ。
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of works that their own original creator hates. They don't even love it, but everyone else loves it. It's one of those many such cases. That Jinsei is just a ota and what the hell story again? Anyway, that will fade away unnoticed by anyone. そうか。
そうだよ。
That too. It's something your Okasan told you, isn't it? I understand. I understand what you're saying very well.
私をあの部屋に戻してくれる？
At that answer, my selfish heart ached sharply. Do I want to go back or not? I don't know. What do I really want to do? I don't understand my own heart. I just don't understand. Nah, kite, Hiragi Haru. I made up my mind. From now on, I'm going to show you true dreams and hope. I decide I'll never let you go back to that room again. Arigato, Hiragi Haru. What I should do from now on, what I want myself to do. I understand it all. I feel like I do. I didn't understand why I was being tanked. I didn't understand, but I felt for some reason that I shouldn't leave this back. Shouldn't leave this person's side. Hiragi Haru, let's search for your true dream together. Honto no yume. Like he was confirming something. That person repeated himself. First, Mazu. Let's see. How about we go eat something delicious together?
おいしい？
Ah, that's soyo. Warm meals with someone are maho. I'm not ideal company, but if we increase those days even a little, it'll unravel the heart that wants to die. This literally is Taiga. That someone said, Tabun, with a shy look. Talking with you now, I remember the people who taught me those feelings over a long time. Nagai na jikan. This voice, why was it? Though there was no basis or reason, I felt unlonely feeling hidden somewhere. Ah, this person is the same as us, I thought. Maybe it should be us. Yeah, that's right, us. She's also referring to our Okasan. Just like me and my Okasan, he holds an unknown lonely feeling in his heart. Haru. Hiragi Haru. What is there, Yume? What do you want to eat right now? Where should I take you from here? That person spoke as it counted the clouds floating in the sky. 1, 2. This is literally a wish fulfillment of a fucking lollipop. Just kidding. This world lets you do anything except throw away your life. To confirm that, come on, let's run away as far as we can. Your tomorrow are surely overflowing with Yume and Kibo. Ah, that's right. I want to believe. It must be so. Saying that with a sigh. Was that person's face smiling as he looked up at the sky overflowing with the colors of Haru. I don't understand. This world that traps us is too vast. There were still too many things I didn't understand. This literally is the wish fulfillment of a lolicon.
このままでいいの？おじさん。
It's over. That's literally us. The Oji-san. Riding the dencha with the Oji-san, I opened a newspaper that had been left on the seat. Progress in Hiragi Haru. Kidnapping case. Kidnapper's face finally identified. That sentence was written in bold in the headline. Though it was a rough image, the face of the Oji-san who took me away that time was prominently displayed. A figure in a black hoodie, about 170 centimeters tall, between 30 and 35 years old. Nothing else is known. Bro, that's that's literally us. You're at least 170, right? And a 30-year-old Oji-san. I'm unfortunately a little older than this. A little. It's fucking over for me. Anyway, I closed the newspaper there. I quietly checked my surroundings. There was almost no one around. Still, I lowered my voice and spoke.
どうするの？おじさんが私を誘拐した犯人にされちゃってるよ。
I mean, he literally did that. How did they know that this is the target market? The guys who wear black hoodies with at least 100 centimeters tall. I'm way taller than that, but like anything else kind of hit. The newspaper contained a short message. A takami from my okasan addressed to me who had been taken away. It was her usual cry as a victim. A beautiful wish that she loved me so much.
どうするのおじさん。このままじゃ本当におじさんが悪い人にされちゃうよ。
I'm not doing anything, the man said, gazing at the passing scenery outside the window. What the newspaper and your okasan say is true. I'm the bad guy who kidnapped you.
違うよ。おじさんは私を助けてくれたんでしょ。
No. I told you I kidnapped you and forcibly took you out of that room, even though you didn't want to leave. I'm ignoring your request to return to that room. As the Rakasa in the world say, Sekai say, it's me. I'm the root of all evil, and that's fine. That day, the day the Oji-san took me out of that room, I broke my getai. I decided to follow Okasan's keikaku. She had no other choice. If I didn't, I could improve my eye to Okasan. If I didn't, I'd just die unloved by anyone. There would be no meaning to my birth. That's what I thought. When that moment arrived, when I braced myself for the end. Haru, I've come to kidnap you. With that whisper, I fell into a deep sleep. And when I came to, I was being carried on the Oji-san's back, beneath a canopy of blooming sakura colors. Haru
お
colors.
じさ
My
んが
brain.
私を助けに来てくれたとき、お母さんの指示通り、おばさんが準備して出て行った部屋のカメラは、ずっと動いたままで。
On the page being streamed live on the interneto, the man's figure as he kidnapped me, his face was clearly visible. The images from that time must have spread worldwide through newspapers, magazines, and probably television and interneto.
大丈夫だよ。
Don't worry, I said.
もしも誰かに捕まってしまったりしたときは、私がちゃんと説明するから、このおじさんは悪い人じゃないって、私を助けてくれたんだよって。
It's fine. You don't have to do
ど
that.
うして？
If you do that, you'll have to go around telling everyone that your Akasan is a waruishito. What will happen to your Akasan then? This world would surely be easily overturned. Can you really do something like that?
それは。
Remember, the auntie who always kept an eye on you. You know, the auntie who was always completely at your Okasan's beck and call. She cooperated to kidnap you. No, more accurately, I should say she was made to cooperate. He said that person would handle everything else perfectly, that I didn't need to worry.
おじさん、
I nervously looked up at the face of the person sitting next to me.
おじさんは一体誰なの？どうして私を助けに来てくれたの？
It would be funny if this is Taiga from the Chiwa route and shooting himself, shooting the Akumu somehow led him to that timeline. I'll break my brain if that's what happened. There's no way they would go that far, right? I am. Orewa. You see, I've rescued girls like you many times before, heading for the Yoronokuni from which there's no return. What the Oji-san explained to me after that was a bit too difficult for my young self to understand. Oh, he's a Yoru no Kaibutsu, I guess? Hiragi Haru was born into a lineage of artists, stretching back to ancient times. This world is colored by countless works. I know that many artists who created those works were born from my lineage. My gosenzo include many well-known artists. However, Oji-san says that that was merely their public face. Behind the scenes, they would lock children born without any artistic talent in dark rooms and feed them to kaibutsu, he said. In return, my gosenzo believed that they would be granted eternal life by the kaibutsu, who managed the Wonderland, or so it seems. You probably don't know, but the house you were born into was at the very end of that lineage.
怪物
I mean, supposedly at the end of after Toya's promise. Remember, this is the timeline where Toya never returned. So I'm guessing he does end up dying here. I don't know what Nahato did. Sanzen Town, also known as Sakura no Mori, is full of dubious rumors. One of them is about Wonderland, where everything you can imagine comes true, as entrance Iriguchi opens on a Mangetsu Yoru, or something like that. In that Yoru no Kuni, eternal light can be obtained with such ease, they say, if only you are loved by the Kaibutsu living there. Right. It's only natural for you to make such a conflicted face. I understand, very much so. But all of your Gasenzo were people who constantly immerse themselves in the world of creative works, eternal life, and monsters and such. Eventually, they couldn't distinguish between reality and fantasy, and they began to seek eternal life, humanity's oldest desire. Such hearts are so easily stained by the cruel Yoru, to the point where they wouldn't hesitate to throw children's lives into the Yoru. As a result of seeking fantasy of eternal life in the real world for decades, for centuries, so many girls have been sacrificed. Concluding that an organization saving sacrificed girls has been by your side for decades, even centuries.
それがあのおばさん
I've been cooperating with that activity too, for a long time. Those people would find the whereabouts of confined girls and contact
あ
me.
の携帯電話で
That's right, Soya. And then I rushed to the scene and rescued the trapped girls, in place of the old woman who couldn't defy the main family. That's how we divided our roles. Okay, that's very consistent with what happened in Hiyori's route.
でもおじさん
Alright.
私は別にその怪物にさらわれるためにあの部屋に閉じ込められてたわけじゃないよ
That's right. You weren't confined to be snatched by a kaibutsu. Your Okasa was swayed by ancestral circumstances, so she mimicked that by confining her own daughter.
だからおじさんは私を他の女の子たちと同じように助けようとしてくれた
Yes, at first I did, but I've grown tired of that activity too. He said he didn't know how many adults he had to deal with to save the girls so far. That's why he was tired. I was supposed to be living my life aiming to be a hero. That was supposed to be my Yume. Yet, before I knew it, it turned out like this. My hands are stained red before I even realized. Alright, welcome back, Archer. He said that he consulted her about wanting to stop. The old woman might have placed the contact cell phone, Ketai, in my room. If you answered the denwa, and if I talked to you, I wondered if she predicted that I wouldn't be able to leave you alone anymore. Well, I suppose I fell perfectly into that Keikaku. He gave a small laugh and shook his head. I've heard it wasn't uncommon for people in their desperate desire for eternity to try and offer their own musume's lives to the Yoru. Why, your Gosenzo sought eternal life to such an extent. There's no way to know other than to imagine various reasons, but you see, until a few years ago, your Kazuko didn't confine talentless girls, senselessly crushing their lives. Perhaps they finally realized after a long time that eternal light doesn't exist anywhere in this world. That it's just a fabrication. Well, thanks to Nahato, But he sighed. But that's wrong. It's not a fictional story. The Kaibutsu, eternal light, and the mysterious Yoru no Kuni all truly exist. And so it began to increase again, as if a precious promise made with someone had been left far, far away. Again, the adults of your bloodline are confining girls, waiting for Kaibutsu to snatch them, and doing so, they're trying to find a path to the Yoru. Perhaps your Okasa knew that and used your light to imitate it. If she did that, your Oji-chan, who went somewhere and never came back, would be more likely to notice. Yes, perhaps she thought that. So she's using her own daughter as bait for her grandpa to come, her dad to come back, Toya to come back, but little did she know Toya's already dead. To gain eternal light, imprisoning little girls, luring Mons Kaibutsu from the Yoru no Kuni. The Oji-san keeps saying that the lions of the imprisoned children, Kodomo, are just bait for that purpose. He said we were rescuing those Kodomo. どうして?
どうしておじさんは私たちを助けようとしてくれたの？やっぱりおじさんはヒーローだから？
No, he's basically just a pedophile. Yeah, I'm no hero. I left something precious behind in the Yoru. I'm helping you to get that back. The Oji-san's words, as he said them, all sounded like sighs. Yorikawa apparently said, I don't believe in what I can't see, but I want to believe in what I can't see, and I want to get it back one more time. That's why I'm searching for the path to the Yoru no Kuni. Among them were people who were more precious than anything, someone who always, forever, watched over me from nearby. They must have certainly been there. To retrieve my Kyoku with them. To meet those people just one more time. So, he is someone who has been to the Yoru no Kuni. But he grew, he became an adult, so he lost access to it. Yeah, I really do think this is a taiga from another timeline, in the same way as Emi Ashino and fucking Archer. There's a place I had to reach. For that purpose, I've only been helping you. I've merely been using your circumstances. I'll say it again, while helping you. I'm just searching for a door or a path to the Yoru no Kuni. It's all about me. This isn't a hero. At least it's completely different from the future image I, as a boy, once envisioned. Wait, who's the perspective? I'm a little confused by this one. The Oji-san's profile, as he said that, seemed to me sadder than anything I ever seen. After that, we traveled all over Nippon by Densha, escaping the various places. Everywhere we went, I felt my Okasan's kage. From TV on the street corners, from newspapers and magazines stuffed into the trash cans. Always the voice and words of the poor Okasa would jump out at us, and each time I felt tense. Hiragi Haru, what kind of food do you like? A rainy afternoon. He said that at some family restaurant we stopped at as if to hide. It was when the Oji-san told me, you can order anything you like, and I was earnestly staring at the dessert page. I replied, Shiranai. Even though I thought I wanted something amai, and was that really what I wanted to eat right now? I had lived in prison for 2 years. I had only wished to be the me my Okasa wanted. What I used to like, who I really was I really a bright child or a crybaby? I don't know who I am anymore. Soka. The Oji-san says, my heart skipped a beat. I don't know why, but I thought I was going to get scolded. Then, let's do this. He took the menu from my hands and flipped through it. All the dishes in this restaurant's menu. How about we find the most oishi one and go eat it? Ichiban dakara da. Anyway, yes. Tatoeba, hamburger, steak. No, they just call it hamburger. Anyway, the one here is probably good too. But wouldn't you want to try the highest quality one if we're going to do this anyway? It means super expensive. The kind where you need many paper bills just for one hamburger steak. Is he trying to flex he's rich or some shit? What the hell? Like, you don't have to worry about the okane. Alright. Most bad people are either rich or not, but I'm the rich kind of bad person. I get it, you're rich. Saying his escape funds were plenty, the Oji-san ordered only one hot coffee. Nah, Hiragi Haru. Since we're on a tabi with no destination anyway, wouldn't it be interesting to create a purpose like that? what kind of food I like, what my favorite dish is. If you can find that, Haru, you might be able to find one piece of the self you lost. He said that, then ordered a warm hamburger steak for me. It was a kid's meal. On a small plate, various dishes were arranged, not just a steaky. I ate it up so quickly, it surprised even me. Would you like a refill? I was asked, and I nodded. Okawari? For dessert, a large strawberry parfait was brought over. Oh man, I don't want to grade right now, man. There's this one really good parfait place in Ginza, man. Anyway. Yes, that's right. Seeing someone eat a meal so deliciously, just that alone makes me feel happy too. Someone once said that, and indeed, it's true. What that person said is always true. The Oji-san said that and smiled.
その人はどんな人だったの?
When I was little, a twisted, unlovable kid. They fed me a lot of delicious things. Sorry, I can't remember more than that. Not yet. Yeah, I really do think this is a taiga from a different timeline. The Oji-san made a very sad face. I thought it was something I shouldn't ask about any further. For the next day, he took me to various restaurants. At an old shop near the sea, Umi, I ate lots of delicious sakana. We shared a huge hamburger that I couldn't possibly finish alone. Oh man, that reminds me that was literally my dinner. She'd eat ramen that was surprisingly expensive for a single bowl, but the portions were small, and the taste was something she couldn't quite understand. Sometimes she'd tilt her head, wondering if it was a taste for adults, but almost everything she ate with me was delicious.
どうして私に美味しいものいっぱい食べさせてくれるの?
Because he's a pedophile. I mean, one night in bed, she asked me that.
その人が小さかった頃のおじさんに美味しいものをいっぱい食べさせてくれたから?
Even though she had a premonition that it might be something she shouldn't ask, she, small as she was, just couldn't help but ask. I made a sad face. I'm probably... Gomen. I'm hoping I can return what so many people did for me through you. How I softly melted her heart that wanted to die with warm food. How I thought her a new Yume. That's literally what Asai-san is doing. What Asai-san did to Taiga, so he's repeating the cycle. And how I'm doing this, searching for Kibo that can't be seen and doesn't even exist, taking your young hand. Because all of it, every single bit, is something I must have done for me by someone someday. We'll find out who next character is in the next route, because so far we haven't seen anything related to her other than the CG being repeated so many times. Inside the futon, from her hidarite, connected with mine. Her, maybe it's his. From his hidarite, connected with mine. It was strange. It felt as if someone's egao was flowing into her kokoro. She felt that many people live within my heart. Na, Hiragi Haru. I wanted to tell you this for a while, but...
何?
Stop calling me Oji-san. I'm still young, you know? Much younger than what's been reported. Guys, it's fucking over. This guy's actually younger.
じゃあ、名前を教えてよ。おじさん。おじさんはどういう名前なの? おじさんはどうしてこんなにいっぱい美味しいお店を知ってるの?
Then I sighed, and then with a slightly sad look on his face, again, my face, I said that there was someone I traveled all over Japan and the world with. All the places we visited together. I went with them with that guy. If we're gonna do it, let's eat the best stuff. Everything on the menu at this family restaurant. That was his idea too. She wondered what that person was doing now. For some reason, she couldn't bring herself to voice that question. What was the most oishi thing you ate these past few days? I think we can just call that your favorite food, Haru.
好きな食べ物が分かったら、私は私のことが一つずつ分かるようになる。
多分。
ありがとう、おじさん。いっぱい美味しいもの食べさせてもらったけど。
If she had to say what was the most delicious, most oishi, well, after escaping that room, the very first thing she ate with me, on the main street at Sakura no Mori, it was taiyaki, being sold at the stall right there. It was warm. It was sweet. And for some reason, a little scary too. What do you mean scary? How could taiyaki could become scary? When all of them mixed together, it tasted amazing, really amazing. I found one piece of my true self that I lost sight of. When I tell him that, right. Taiyaki, huh? Honestly, you really are a kid. That doesn't cost any money. Oji-san strokes my head every night. That brief time before sleep is always the same. Yeah, that's the... I guess as an adult, we there's that terrible association of the value of food with the price, but that's not always true. Anyway. As I'm talking with him about everything that happened that day, I find myself drifting off into a Yume before I know it. I wish we could just keep sleeping together like this forever. There were plenty of times I felt that way, but we're running away from Okasan. I'm running away from everything in the entire world. I can't stay in one place. It's impossible. Oh shit, One Piece is fucking rent-free in my mind. Sometimes we even curled up together and slept inside the playground equipment at the park at the Koen. That is literally pedophile behavior. Even without seeing anyone else. A hotel where we could just stay on the night. On that big bed, the two of us sleeping together. I used to doze off on the old salaryman's back as he walked all night. Salaryman's back. And then one night, I wake up to the Oji-san's back. Now that I think about it, back at the very beginning, I also woke up on the same back. Oji-san was humming a tune to himself. I know that uta. That's the uta my Okasan used to sing to me back when she was still gentle. A lullaby instead of a proper one.
その歌、私、知ってるよ。
So that's how it is. Sugoi. When I opened my eyes, the Oji-san said, "This is the first and last song my Shinyu ever wrote." I knew it. I fucking knew it, man. It's literally Taiga. Wait a second. How does that even work? I don't get the timey-wimey shit anymore. Like, this Hiragi Haru comes from a time... Wait. How does this even work? Wait, unless, Tomohito... I'm trying to understand. Unless a constant thing that happens in all timelines is that Tomohito writes the song regardless. Or, well, okay, we can say that Hiragi Haru does come from like the Mirai, okay. So, Tomohito would always end up writing the Sakura Moyu song. And then, well, Toya, who was acting as Soul. Well, the condition for like the whole thing was that as long as Shiwa gets to the moment Shiwa falls in a relationship with someone or something like that. So it doesn't have to be Taiga. Right? I'm trying to make this consistent because there's a lot of weird timey-wimey shit happening here, man. That guy was something else.
そうなの?
Ah. It was as if he lived a life that felt like a uta he had composed himself. A straight line dash from start to finish. This is a uta about I. He whispered that, then looked at the Yozara and said it was also a uta of a Yuki, that no one that wouldn't lose to anyone. Continue to love just one person for the rest of my life. Yeah. And to make it worse, I know I'll never get to see her again. Even so, believing in that invisible feeling of I love that person to the end is impossible with a half-hearted resolve. And yet to the very end, she clung to that life. Oh, I think this should be he clung to that life and he chose it and always utterly alone. Could that life really have been called happy? The one I keep thinking about might already have forgotten me, wishing to find happiness with someone else, but
いいんだ。これは俺の人生なんだ。どんな風に生きるかは、俺にしか決定権はないんだよ。
who could that be?
誰かの期待だとか、誰かの願いだとか。そんなものを俺が俺の人生を消費してまで叶えてやる道理も、義理も、どこにもない。誰が何を言おうと、この歌だけを生涯大切に歌い続けるし、好きな仕事を好きなだけやり続けるし、好きな人を好きなだけ思い続けてやる。たとえそれが大切な人の願いであっても、何一つ、俺が俺の選んだ人生を変えていい理由にはならないんだよ。
I want to love someone with all my heart, like that person did. Yeah, I want to believe that someday I can get the person I love with all my heart. Though we'll never meet again, the song will surely reach the mirai, just like the kibo that person believed in. Something. Oh man, it's starting to hit me. What's the connection with, aside from the song connection? No, it is the song connection because if Haru's from the future, and this is like a mini Azusa situation, mini Tomohito Azusa situation, but except that instead of like Azusa being flung to the far distant future, that Tomohito could never reach her ever again. This is Taiga, who gets to meet up with Haru again many decades later, because he meets the original Haru. Or I mean the Haru, I don't know, man, the original Haru. I don't know what else. Something unseen, but surely beside me. I want to live believing in it strongly. I, Yuki, could I live that way? When I remember this uta, their jinsei, kotoba, and kimochi felt like a tegami from the kako, always beside me. The Oji-san kept singing that song, the uta, a uta that's actually still unfinished. The lyrics and melody are full of holes. Don't worry, I'm gonna play the whole song at the end. It's not unfinished just for that reason. As it's passed down and sung by many people, their feelings will overlap, and the work will get closer to completion, won't it? That person said so. Oh, okay, so he deliberately kept it unfinished so people can put their own, like, oh, okay, that's really sweet. The Oji-san repeatedly says this is a song, uta, about I and Yuki. So by singing this uta, my I and Yuki would overlap, completing the uta within me. I wanted to believe that someday, my feelings layered onto this uta, and that person's kimochi too, would reach someone important. And I wanted to believe that someday, in the heart of everyone who cherishes and passes on the song, it would be completed. Tonikaku, odoroita. I don't know how, but the fact you know this uta means that everything about that person truly reached the mirai. That's good, really. No matter what happens, I'm on your side. Even if everyone in the world becomes your enemy, only I will always be by your side. I thought I wanted to hum those lyrics along with her, but wait, what? Let's see. Yeah, maybe because of the translation differences. But this is also a song of goodbye, by the way. Aota about I. Aota about Yuki. When my Okasa sang that song Ota to me, did she know its meaning? If she didn't know, was it because she loved me that she gave me that Ota almost every night? I don't understand. Now there's too much I don't know. But Oji-san.
ごめんなさい。
I pressed my forehead strongly against his large back.
ごめんなさい。私のせいで、おじさんがもっと悪い人に。
It was a little while ago. We were found by the people chasing us. I passed through a station in some town. Ikimai. I moved a little from the Oji-san to use the restroom. Toilet. Someone saw me washing my hands and called out, Moshikashite. Moshikashite. Hiragi Haru. Chan. That instant, I froze. In that instant, I was picked up and someone smiled, saying, It's alright now. You must have been scared. I'll take you to Okasan right away. And then, the next instant, the Oji-san took me from that person who picked me up and rushing out of the restroom. Screams. Many voices erupted. All of them were like daggers. Painting the Oji-san as an Akuma. I don't remember much of what happened after that. I'm just scared to watch TV anymore. It must have been full of stories about someone who tried to rescue me and the culprit who violently kidnapped me away.
ごめんなさい。おじさん。
Why couldn't I held it longer for the restroom? The next train's coming. Can't you hold it till the next station? Why did I not? My young man was overflowing with such regrets. And so I woke up. I was being carried on the Oji-san's back. I felt so relieved and not to cry. I wondered which would greet me when I woke up next, because I had a bad dream. As I kept repeating "Gomenasai," the Oji-san replied that it was alright. He wouldn't get angry over something like that. He said, I told you, I'm a bad Waroinishito. You're a kidnapper. I don't care what anyone says now. The Oji-san said nothing more, never blaming me. Now, understandable how the person who wrote the song felt. The Oji-san continued to murmur to himself. The reason he kept thinking of that one person until the very end was probably because he could only love the self he was when he was next to that person.
どういうこと？
Alright. The Oji-san prefaced it by saying it was just something he heard, then told me. Inside everyone's kokoro, there are as many versions of themselves as people there are next to. The you with your Okasan, the you within me. Tatoeba. The self I am when I'm next to this person is always nervous. It's painful. The self I am when I'm next to that person is always just putting on a polite smile. It's hazukashi. When I'm next to that person, I'm always calm for some reason. Just being there feels comfortable. When you're next to your Okasan, you're always afraid that you won't be loved unless you listen to what she says. Being that you must be painful. To fall in love with someone, it's probably because you like yourself the most when you're next to them. Wait, I'll be right back. Wait. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. And that's why I want to be with them more. I think everyone embarks on a long journey or creates works filled with their feelings in order to find a side where they can light themselves. For him, only being next to that person was like that. That's why he kept singing forever. So, just like him, I too kept searching for someone's side where I could become the self I liked. It was as if someone else's smile flowed in again from the Oji-san's hand as he said that. Inside the Oji-san's kokoro, many someones always live. Haru, I pray that someday you too can find someone inside where you can love yourself. Then you should be able to say sayonara to that faithful soul who can only think, I won't be loved unless I do as Okasan wishes. In the Oji-san's kokoro, someone is always smiling. The Oji-san is always searching only for that person. That somehow, that felt very lonely to me. Someday, I would be left behind alone. That's how it felt. So I'm sure I must have said something like this.
ねえおじさん、覚えてる？おじさんは私の夢を叶えてくれるんだよね。
That's right. If I found out what your favorite food is.
それはもう大丈夫。おじさんと最初に食べたたい焼きだよ。あの時の甘いのと、あの時の温かいのが私の大好物だから。
From that time, you say? That's quite a favorite.
あの時の私がおじさんといられる今の私は一番大好きだよ。ねえおじさん。おじさんが私の夢を叶えてくれるなら、私もおじさんの夢を叶えたい。いろいろしてもらうばかりじゃダメだって思うから。だから教えて、おじさんの夢はどんなもの？
My yume. The Oji-san looked up at the Yozora and was silent for a moment. It's the Sakura. In the Sakura no Mori, there's a big Sakura that doesn't bloom. I wanted to see that Sakura bloom once more, with someone important to me.
どうしたらその花は咲くの？
どうかな? Sa. I don't know for... どうでしょうか? But for that, I kept helping unfortunate girls. I believe that if I did, the flower would bloom someday. If that Sakura blooms, someday the door to the Yoru no Kuni will open. There was such a rumor. Then I believed that even I, who had become an adult, should be able to be that important person again. At the Oji-san's words, at his voice, my chest aches, but wait a second. What the... This is confusing me right now. Anyway, let's continue for now, because if Taiga's the one who suggested to her that she should use her Saigo no Maho, suggested to her that she wanted to fulfill the Oji-san's wish for the Sakura to bloom, and then Haru used her Saigo no Maho to fulfill this Taiga's Yume, then the Taiga... what?
だったらこんなところに行っちゃダメだよ。戻らなきゃ、あの町に。
I was lowered from Oji-san's back, and it pulled at his hand.
早くしないと春が終わっちゃう。今もしかしたら咲いてるかもしれない花が散っちゃうよ。
It's fine. Those Sakura won't bloom. It's been years. No matter how many I saved, nothing changed. So I gave up my Yume.
どうしてそんなのわからない。おじさんは私のことを助けてくれた。もしも噂の通りなら花が咲くのに必要だったのは私で最後だったのかもしれないよ。
Is that so?
きっとそうだよ。だって私は春って言うんだよ。桜の花が咲く時と同じ名前。
In case you guys were a lot confused by me repeating Haru and Haru a lot in the same sentence.
そんな私をおじさんは外に連れ出してくれたから。 からきっと花は咲いてる。春はもうそこまで来てるはずだよ。だからおじさん、もしもその木に本当に春が来てたら。
Beneath the beautiful full bloom, if I could also be by your side.
おじさん、次は私のお願いを叶えてくれる？
Because it felt like Oji-san, who tilted his head, was asking me, "What's your yume?"
もしもその花が咲いていて、おじさんの夢が叶ったら。
I will sing Aota of I and Yuki in my kokoro.
おじさん、お願い、どうか私と。
I gathered my Yuki and wished that I could convey my love to you. A love that could never come true. Wait, sorry. I know this is a serious moment, but I was thinking, wait a second. Is Haru confessing to an old man? This is literally the lolicon dream. Sorry. I know this is a serious moment. I'm sorry for breaking everyone's vibes, but like... This is literally the lolicon's wish fulfillment. I will never forget what happened after that for the rest of my life. The fun times I spent with you, the sad moments, the lonely feelings that will never fade, and the regrets that should have never have existed. In truth, all of it was my irreplaceable takaramono. That's why it should have been erased from everything in this world to be mine alone, but
ひどい。
this can't be happening, Kami-sama. I grasped Oji-san's cold hand. Spring flowers piling up on Oji-san's body.
おじさん、ごめんなさい。
We shouldn't have met. If only I hadn't answered that call. If only I hadn't left Oji-san's side.
私がおじさんのことを好きだなんて言わなかったら。
Wait, what did Oji-san do? Then such a thing as this would never have happened. My heart is overflowing with so much regret. Wait, this is like some sort of symmetry thing happening right now. Oji-san, let's go back to that town. Let's go see the sakura together. Maybe they'll be blooming this year. I took your hand, Oji-san. Beneath the full bloom, we'd look up together. I want you to take me to the Yoru no Kuni with you too, Oji-san. That's what I should have asked for.
おじさん、お願い。どうか私といつか。
Someday, will you marry me? This is literally the law of calling wish fulfillment. Contrary to my feelings in that moment, those words slipped from my lips. I must have been out of my mind back then. Many people live in your heart, Oji-san, and you're always thinking of just one person. So I knew I'd be rejected. And besides, as a kodomo, my words probably wouldn't be even taken as seriously. I also knew that if that happened, I'd only feel even sadder. Even so, I realized something, that I really loved being next to you. I wanted you, even just a little, to turn around for me for that Taisesena of yours, waiting in Wonderland. I wanted you to share just a little of that feeling, that continuous gaze towards someone with me too. Muri. That's what you said, Oji-san. Why? I asked. Is it because I'm still so small?
それなら私の背がいつかおじさんと同じくらい大きくなれたら、おじさん、私おじさんの隣にいてもいい？年はどうしたっておじさんには追いつけないけど、でもね、きっと背はいつかきっと追いつけるように頑張って美味しいものをいっぱい食べるから。
Onegai. I prayed.
いつか私と結婚してほしい。 おじさん好きなの。大好きなの。
Literally, the lollicon's wish fulfillment. But you didn't say anything more, Oji-san.
お願い、おじさん。私に愛を信じさせてよ。
On the way back to that machi just once, your ketai in hand receive a call. After saying, I see, thank you for everything, you ended the short call. Why? I asked many times.
どうしてダメなの？
Ever since I was confined to that room, I couldn't understand myself anymore. I, who could only live as my Okasan wished. If my Okasan told me, shall we die for my sake, I would not have gladly agreed to do so. Where were my true feelings? Before I knew it, I couldn't even tell what foods I like anymore. I hated that empty version of myself. It was painful, being a self that only worried about my Okasan's mood. Wishing so strongly to say sayonara to that self, I suppose I thought it would be fine to die, just as my Okasan said.
私はおじさんの隣にいる時の自分が好き。そんな自分を見つけられたよ、おじさん。
I don't have to read faces. I don't have to feel scared. I can smile naturally. I can honestly talk about my worries. All of it. Zenbu. A me that I never had before. I feel like it's okay to show weakness or even cry in front of Oji-san. That's the me that's born when I'm by Oji-san's side. I like the me because it feels so incredibly safe.
一緒にいたい。
When I'm by anyone else's side, I can't be by myself.
おじさんの隣がいい。ずっとおじさんの隣に私はいたいの。
But wait. I can't win against someone in Oji-san's kokoro. I had that premonition, though there was no reason for it. Unless this is a taiga from another timeline. I'm already confused by the timeline shit. That's why I panicked and probably got a little carried away too.
教えてよ、おじさん。私はどうして私なんかに生まれてきたのかな。おじさんに好きになってもらえた人に、おじさんがずっと会いたいと思ってるその人に、私生まれてきたかった。
After that, we rode the Nensha in silence, swaying with its motion. Our destination was Sakura no Mori, the town with the room where I was confined. It's okay. Oji-san let go of my hand and said, even if you're a little lonely right now, it'll be alright. Childhood feelings, whatever they may be, you'll forget them all when you grow up. Life is for forgetting. Saying it would surely be alright, I gently stroked her head. It's the Hidaride. For that palm. It's Fushigi. This time, no one's smile flowed into my heart. Instead, what Oji-san thinking right now flows into me. No, that's no good. So many tears are spilling out. Be happy, Hiragi Haru. He smiled. I had the Yume. I couldn't achieve my childhood dream. At least, I wish to be a teacher, guiding kids' hearts like yours. That was my new adult dream. So, I'm sorry. Haru, I tried to fulfill my own dream through you. I wonder if there was any way, please, to help you, whose heart was trapped in the Yoru, to face forward. I wanted to try acting like a teacher, connecting our hearts and guiding your future towards the light. I ended up lecturing you about all sorts of troublesome things, didn't I? Arigato, Haru. Hontoni. Even though Sakura hadn't bloomed, Haru, thank you. You're fulfilling my true dream that I held as a child. Oji-san says he wanted to be a hero. I don't need to be someone who saves countless others. Saving just one person is enough. Just you is enough. Haru, I can't grant your dream, but even so, I can definitely be your hero. I shook my head. But why? No words came out. Only large Now be that stream down. I'm glad I got to meet you one last time. Don't. If we can meet again. Nah, Haru. Next time, let's really go around and eat all the delicious food in Japan, okay? I don't want the next time. I'm praying. Please, may happy Maho always be near Mirai by your side. Please, I beg you. Oji-san, don't leave me behind. My consciousness broke off there. My Oji-san had put me to sleep, to leave me all alone. I question Kami-sama. Okay, this is probably gonna be the last scene, maybe for tonight, because I really have to go. But we'll read this last scene, chapter, or whatever you call it. When I woke up, no one was next to me inside the densha, all alone. My head throbbed as if I'd been put to sleep with medicine. At the next Ekimae we arrived, I jumped off the densha. While many adults called out to stop me, I ran. When my head was gently stroked, my Oji-san's heart flowed into me. That's how I knew where my Oji-san was now, and what he was trying to do. The place I rushed to, chasing my Oji-san, was here. Sakura no Mori, Satan's in town. The academy at its center, the school grounds. Yoru. Haru no Yoru, still chilly and cold against my skin. Oji-san was beneath the academy's clock tower. I take his hand, gently. I grasp it tight. I try calling out to him again and again, please wake up, but this is no good. No one turns at the sound of my voice. Oji-san, my only ally in this world. That person whom I wish to be my ally. Will never again respond to anyone's questions. Someday, someone like Kami-sama whispers to me, you two shouldn't have met. My heart is overflowing with so much regret. Okay, that's why she has an Akumu. The real reason my Oji-san kidnapped me, it was my Okasan. Oji-san's objective wasn't me, it was my Okasan. By kidnapping me, he tried to lure out his target, my Okasan. My Okasan who never again appeared in the room where I was confined. In the worst case, he probably intended to pin all the blame on my aunt, who was my overseer. My aunt is from a family that absolutely obeys my Okasan's orders. If it came to that outcome, she would no longer have the right to refuse. I don't know where my Okasan is hiding. I only know about her whereabouts, where she's playing the poor Okasan during the television broadcast. To lure out such an Okasan, my Oji-san and his group took me out of that room. We have your daughter. We know your secret. If you don't want to be exposed to the world, come alone to the place I'm about to tell you. They had sent such a threatening message to my Okasan, and my Oji-san and his group were waiting for a response from my Okasan. A short incoming call on Oji-san's ketai bango inside the densha. It was a report from my aunt. There was a response from my Okasan. She will appear tonight at the designated location. Flower petals fluttering down. The cold left Hidaride I grasped tightly. From within, something like a faint remaining memory slowly flows into me. The place my Oji-san designated for my Okasan was this academy's clock tower, its control room. My Okasan arrived on time, and as promised, all by herself. My Okasan screamed, asking where her musume was. The Oji-san replied she wasn't there. My Okasan cried, asking who he was. The Oji-san nodded, saying he was the kidnapper. I'm the villain who kidnapped your musume, and you're the hero. From now on, that's how it'll be. Oji-san laughed. Nah, Haru's Okasan. You want the world's sympathetic attention, don't you? That endless desire. I'll make it come true, but in return, I'm sorry. Truly sorry, but you'll have to be a sacrifice to make my Yume come true. You tried to use your own child, such a sweet child, solely to satisfy your own heart. You can think of this as just desserts. My Okasan attacked Oji-san. In her hand, she clutched a large blade. The two locked in the struggle, crashed into things, fell, and cursed at each other repeatedly in the small room. Suddenly, the Oji-san was pushed out of the control room window. The sound of his entire body slamming onto the hard ground, dozens of meters below, echoed. Milkasa looked down at the Oji-san's body from the open window. In her stomach, the large blade should have been in her hand was now plunged in. Both of them lost their lives here. Damn! That is what happened to Toya's daughter. Holy shit. And this Taiga from another timeline. This is the archer of the story. Anyway. Whose tears, I wonder, was reflected in Oji-san's narrowing vision at the very end. They weren't mine. The last thought that crossed Oji-san's mind wasn't for me either. Oh, it's Kuro. I'm home. Tadaima. We finally met. No, Kuro. Please, don't cry. I'm begging you. Finally. I've returned to your side. What is going on with this story? There's so many things going on. I had made the Oji-san's Yume come true. The Oji-san had decided to return to the Yoru no Kuni by dying. By doing so, he could finally meet the person he had always longed for. Finally talk, finally touch, finally hold hands. He believed that that method had to be like this. Well, that is true, because when you die, you go to the Yoru no Kuni. Aokasan, loved globally for justice and compassion, bravely faced a heinous kidnapper alone to save her musume, losing her life. In that way, Milkasa would be praised by the whole world, as always, and the old man would be hated by the whole world without change. And such a future was all too easy to imagine. And that kind of world is wrong. But that outcome, of all people, the Oji-san himself had wished for. You, Usotsuki, Oji-san. Even though he said that nothing could be accomplished by dying. My true dream. I want to die in the worst, most terrible way possible. That is truly Taiga. To die hated by everyone, remaining a villain, all alone. Yes, I felt that was certainly one of the worst possible ways to die. My only hero. Only I know the real you. Only you know the real me. Only when I was by your side could I truly be myself yet. There is no longer anyone by my side. No one at all. In the long, long night of my heart, I'll be all alone from now on. Oji-san risked his life to save me from Okasan's Noroi. I understand the outcome. We couldn't have run away forever, just us two. Eventually, we would have been caught by Okasan, because the whole world was on Okasan's side. If that had happened, I would have been killed by Okasan. If I had exposed Okasan's true nature, would the people around us have believed me? Oji-san and Okasan, and me. Whose words would the world choose to believe? That's why Oji-san took Okasan with him. He cut Okasan's existence out of my life. I started to understand that was the only outcome we could reach. I tried to understand it. But painful, sad. If only these feelings remained, then we shouldn't have met. I wanted to just disappear in that room just as I was. Then Oji-san too should have been able to walk a different future. It's regret. Only regret overflows in my chest. So, dakara, watashi.
柊春あなたはあなたの願いを叶えるために全人類の敵夜の王と戦うことを選ぶんだね。
Man, this is so awkward, the whole story of everything, because, you know, the Oji-san that she loved was a taiga in a different timeline. Who wanted to die so he could meet with Kuro again. I wonder what kind of taiga that is, because I know that the conditions that led to that kind of... It looks like it's a taiga that didn't end up with any of the rock girls. then again, there's the weird timey-wimey thing. Because if Hiragi Haru went back to the past, and then there's another Hiragi Haru, how do they avoid the whole situation of like time paradox? I don't get it. And that's why I took the small hand offered to me. For Dad to stand by the side of the only one I love just one more time. Please, don't be something interesting. I need to get some sleep. All right. ... is a good thing. Okay, good. We'll continue again tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy watching, and that's a lot of ... I like how that's a way to tell that's how we end chapters. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.